Classic Country 100.1 WGLC. After a 1-week hiatus, Mendota Trojans football is back on the air on your radio and streaming online at WGLC.net. I'm Charles Van Horn alongside Aaron Pelican. Tonight, your Mendota Trojans on the road once again, this time in beautiful Bureau Valley, taking on the Storm. Last week, a rough week for the Trojans.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could say that. No game last week, and maybe I hope that practice went well this week because the thing is with a week off, we'll see how they come back after a 2-week hiatus. This team that we're playing tonight, Bureau Valley, they had a chance to have a week off. They decided to opt in and have a game against Villa Grove in week 1. So they don't have any weeks off. We have one off. We'll see how well we're prepared, if the fundamentals are there, if we can actually make some tackles today, and we'll see what happens.
It's going to be a good matchup tonight. Bureau Valley, their record is 1-1. Our record is, in fact, 1-1 with that forfeit because Riverdale is unfortunately not playing this year. So the Trojans are going to come into this. Playoff hopes are high. Trojans made the playoffs last year. And, of course, you have to have a magic number of wins. And I think the road to the playoffs for the Trojans has to go through Manlius tonight.
Absolutely. This is a very important game for Mendota. They need this if they want to have any consideration for the playoffs, especially with the schedule that's coming up in the week off. This is a very, very important game for both teams, but especially for Mendota when it comes to their playoff chances.
Well, last week, Bureau Valley, they beat Sherrard 20-14, but the week before that, they fell to Villa Grove 33-12. Now, last year, Mendota hosted Bureau Valley, and Mendota came out with the win 42-22. But it's a different look offense for the Trojans tonight, different quarterback at the helm. What do you think is going to happen?
Well, I think what's going to happen is we're going to see them get him more into rhythm tonight. Randolph, that is, the quarterback from Mendota. I think he started finding his rhythm a little bit at the end of week 1, which was a good sign for Mendota's offense. Of course, they're going to be using Childs a lot up the middle. But what's important is getting both sides or both phases of that offense going, and that includes some quick hitters for Randolph, get the passing game going, and allow Childs more room when he's trying to run the ball up the middle.
Well, let's go and talk to the man in charge, Coach Keegan Hill, next. Talking with Coach Keegan Hill ahead of tonight's contest. Before we get into the nuts and bolts of what we have to look forward to tonight, let's talk about a game that seems like an eternity ago. 2 weeks ago, after the unexpected bye week, let's talk about the Erie Prophetstown game. Offensively, bright spots, but defensively, you probably have a lot to say about that.
Growing pains on all three sides of the ball. So offense, defense, and special teams all had areas that need to improve, and that's how we've been spending our time these last 2 weeks.
We have to talk about a lot of the missed tackles and everything else. I assume the last 2 weeks you guys have been wrapping everything up and then some, right? Like a Christmas holiday here around Mendota High School.
Well, keeping the ball inside is priority number 1, and then finishing off those tackles like you're talking about is priority number 2.
Let's talk about the bright spot. Randolph looked great. A lot of completions, especially in a row. A couple of those series went, 5 out of 6, 7 out of 12 passing or so in some parts of the game. How impressed are you with Randolph so far this season, and what do we have to look forward to?
I think he showed a glimpse of what he's capable of. We want to start a little bit faster than we did last week, or however long ago it was. But I like what he's able to do with the ball, and the receivers did a nice job as well.
Bureau Valley on the road, going to be taking them on tonight. What do we have to look forward to from you guys? What adjustments have you made, and how are you prepared to take on the Storm?
Well, growing from week 1 to week 2 is usually the biggest jump. So growing from week 1 to week 3, we expect to make an even bigger jump. So, getting the pieces in the right spots and, executing right out of the gates is what we want to prioritize.
How are we doing on injuries? Anyone banged up, or are we all good to go?
We're doing really well, and then we got our first grade poll this week, so we expect to do well on that front as well.
Excellent to hear, Coach. I know that it's always a growing program. About how many freshmen do we have involved this year?
We're at 22 freshmen on the current roster.
And how are those group of guys looking this year?
They played Riverdale to a close game on Monday. We lost 27-20. Every kid got to play, and I'm excited to see what that group can do, playing against a majority of sophomores. So they're off to a good start.
That's great to hear about the future Trojans. Tonight, it's going to be a tough matchup for you guys, as we know because of the bye week. You guys are now sitting at 1-1. We're looking at the playoff picture. How do you see the road ahead for you guys, and what do you think your key to success is going to be here in the next couple of games?
playing our best football. So each week's a chance to play the game and be prepared, and that's what we want to do. If we do that to the best of our ability, our chances of winning are as good as they can be.
It'd be nice to roll into that home opener with a win tonight, right?
Absolutely. Bureau Valley's a classy program, and those kids play hard, and we're going to have to earn this victory.
All right, go get them, Coach.
Thanks. Go Trojans.
So tonight, the action will be on your radio about 6:50 or so. Myself, Charles Van Horn, and Aaron Pelican will have the call for you as your Mendota Trojans, are on the road again. And most importantly, be sure to message us on Facebook if you're enjoying the game. We love to hear those, read those comments out.